We will do verse number 18 from Rama Gita. We came to the point where Sri Rama is instructing Lakshmana that neti is a very important process for you. It's a very important sadhana. Loosely translated, sadhana is practice. But I insist that don't use the word practice, because there is no practice in overcoming conditioning. I'm only conditioned to believe that I am this body. It's only a conditioning. The moment I start seeing, no, I was always at a distance from the body. I was pretending to be this. Then you start seeing, oh, this is the truth, and this is the lies that comes up every now and then. Lies is always intermittent. It's not continuous. Have you come to that point? Did you work on recognizing that dispassionate vantage point? Are you able to find it at will now? When I'm there, I am dispassionate. It's like being at a distance, as if at the end of a tunnel. There is no tunnel that you will see. Ekta is only expressing this in a particular way. There is no dark tunnel. There is nothing there. But it's as if I'm at a distance. I'll give you an example. Suppose you are given a particular performance role in a play, and you are supposed to go onto stage and act. Yeah? So suppose Ekta is given the role of the Princess of Timbuktu. She has to go on stage and she has to read out certain lines. Now let's say this is a sophisticated play. The lines come on the teleprompter in front of her, behind the audience. So she can read her lines like that. She does not know what line is going to come up. Yeah? She comes onto the stage. She's wearing the princess's outfit. She's wearing the crown. Behind this mask of the princess, Ekta is still there. She chooses to be the princess and reads out one line after another from the teleprompter. Yeah? And that's how she acts. She doesn't know those lines before they pop up in front of her. Let's assume this is that kind of a play. Impromptu. Right there, you have to read and act. In this whole performance, where the Princess of Timbuktu is reading everything and acting according to the script, that princess keeps performing scene to scene, scene to scene, scene to scene. Beyond her, Ekta is still there. So when you say that I forgot that I am the witness and I took the stand of the weaker, is it correct to speak like that? No. You can never become the Princess of Timbuktu. You are not the Princess of Timbuktu. Yeah, you're saying, I became the Princess of Timbuktu. Can you become it? Can Ekta become the Princess of Timbuktu? No. Ekta will remain Ekta. Like that only, Turiya, the fourth, is always the fourth. As a beginner, it's okay to use the language that I lost my stand as the witness and became the waker. Can you become the waker? No, it's wrong to say I became the Princess of Timbuktu. Can you become? No, you cannot become. Is the point getting across? When you become very clear, I can never be this character, this role that I am playing. I'm always beyond. Then you stop using the way you used to express, oh, I became Archana or I became Avanti. I became Shailaja. This becoming, you stop using this language naturally because you cannot become that. You are the one that is witnessing only a body arising. And that body arising has the label Archana. You're only witnessing another sensation arising. And then that has a label, oh, there is pain in the knee. And then you weave both the waves together and you say, I, Archana, have pain in the knee. I've always been suffering, blah, 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 blah. This medicine, that didn't work, that didn't work. And see the whole story that comes up. Actually, they are individual arisings. I see a sensation arise and pass away. I see a thought arise, I see it pass away. I see the body arising, appear and disappear. I weave these together. And then I say, I became Archana, or I became the waker. You're essentially saying, I became the princess of Timbuktu. It's a lie, right? Did you ever become that? No. You pretended to perform a role as the princess of Timbuktu. Is this becoming clear? Are you able to see the role that is being performed of the parent, of the spouse, of the child, of the colleague, of the smart one in the office, or the absolute duffer in office? Only roles are being performed. When I maintain my dispassionate vantage point, then I do not associate myself with the roles. I don't get entangled in them. I maintain that distance and I know, oh, it's only the script. Just like the princess of Timbuktu was reading from the teleprompter and didn't know what the next sentence would come up on teleprompter, just like that. I do not know what comes up from the karmic flow. The karmic flow is my teleprompter. Yes, and this role as the male or the female, the role as the father or the mother, the role as the son or the daughter, the role as the husband or the wife. This role, this performance is the one that is looking at that karmic flow, creating a story of cause and effect. I did this, that is why this is happening. I didn't do this, that is why this is not happening. Do you see? All stories are weaved. But what is the reality? The reality is there is no continuous story. Just one wave after another. Another wave, another arising after another. One perception after another. One sensation after another. One thought after another. One feeling after another. This is reality. And between the waves, there is a little gap. The gap is so tiny that I think it is continuous. Oh, it is one continuous story. So, what did Rama say in the previous verse? That you practice niti. You recognize, no, I'm not this perception, not this sensation, not this thought, not this feeling, not the story woven by the memory, which creates this whole story of a continuous ekta. No, there is no continuous ekta. That's not my direct experience. It's a lie. There is no continuous parent, no continuous spouse, no continuous child, no continuous office going professional. There is no continuous teacher. No, there is nothing. All these are stories. Just one arising at a time. So then when you start doing niti, O Lakshmana, then you will become free of the idea of an individual Atma. Only the oneness of Paramatma remains. So for you, homework, become very clear. Yes, I can maintain the distance. It's a very soft, secure spot where I feel I'm very comfortable and at a distance from whatever is happening. It's got nothing to do with me. That's number one. If you've really found that spot, now you practice niti niti. There's no need to really practice. You're just seeing the truth. So it is do the sadhana of niti niti. Just see, oh, this is an arising. Oh, this is an arising. This is an arising. Drop the idea of an individual Atma that is performing any action or kriya. Basically, in short, drop all cause-effect stories. Otherwise, you will always be stuck on individuality that performs actions. In oneness, in the oneness of the witnessing awareness, you first see there are just arisings, appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. You maintain your distance. You will come to a point where you see, oh, the arising is made of the same oneness. There is no two there. It is one only. It is made of the now, the same now. The arising is made of the same now in which it appears and disappears. Oh, this whole story of this is the body arising and this is the body of Ekta, and then there is sensation arising. Oh, this is the sensation of pain experienced by Ekta. Oh, I've just created a story. This is how I create the idea of an individual Atma. Oh, Ekta didn't take care while running. And that is why, because of excessive running, there is pain in the knee. So, now I have associated a kriya, an action, which is the cause, and now the sensation is an effect. But that's not how I really saw it. In my direct seeing, there is no cause wave and effect wave. I manipulated myself. I created a story. Do you see where I'm going with this? When you maintain that vantage point, then you start really seeing from 17 onwards. Verse 17 onwards, you cannot see if you don't have that dispassionate distance. Okay? So hopefully you have gotten till here, and if you have in your direct seeing, then 18 will be very clear. You look at verse number 18. Yada para atma vibhed bhedakam Vijnanam atmanya vibhati bhasvaram. Tadaiva maya praviliyate anjasa. Sa karaka karanam atma samsrite. The direct translation of verse number 18 is when the distinction between Atma and Paramatma, they are different, means between the arising and the field of now in which it arises. The difference between Atma and Paramatma is the difference between the arising and the field of arising. This distinction dissolves. When this distinction dissolves, by direct knowledge. It has to be only direct knowledge. By direct knowledge shining, then what happens? Then Maya disappears. So what is Maya? Maya here has been described as cause and effect. That idea of cause and effect disappears. And shuttling through the states of existence ceases. What is shuttling through the states of existence? Witness forgets that I am Turiya or the fourth, and it pretends to be the waker. It forgets I am Turiya or the fourth, it pretends to be the dreamer. It forgets I am Turiya and it pretends to be the deep sleeper. So this is shuttling through the states of existence. It is basically trying to find its identity. Am I this? No, I am this. No, I am this. I am something. Oh, you respect me, you love me, you take care of me. See, I am important. I am like this. This whole thirst within, this yearning to be somebody, to be something. Yeah. This thirst is the reason why it is shuttling through the states of existence. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. This stops. This ceases. Because cause and effect cease. And cause and effect cease because I clearly see now that arising is made of the same thing as the ocean of awareness in which it arises. That arising is made of the same now in which it arises. There is no world of matter out there. Perception of sight is only an idea. It's only a mental picture. Ekta on the screen is a mental picture. If you were here in this class, sitting here in front of me, the class with Ekta sitting in front over there and explaining this is a mental picture. In fact, your own body, the so-called body that you call, is the sincere Advaitin attempting to understand this session. That is a mental picture. When this becomes all clear, oh, it's all a mental picture. And the ocean of awareness itself is the mind. Oh, everything is the same. There is no world of matter that I see. There is no world of matter that I touch. Touching is a mental idea. There is no world of food matter that I taste, some that I relish and some that I reject. No. It's only a mental idea. Smell, the world of smell, some pungent odors and some really fragrant odors. No, these are just labels, just words. Just words. There is no touch, taste, there is no sight, there is no smell, there is no sound even. The sound of Ekta's voice itself is an arising, which is made of the same stuff as the now. It is all the mind. That which is in action is the mind. When that settles down, relaxes, becomes quiet, and it recognizes, oh, I am awareness. In action, it is the mind. In silence, it is the awareness. It is one and the same. Have you reached that point? Very important homework question for yourself. Have I reached that point where I recognize the difference between Paramatma and Atma? Yeah. Atma is that mind that comes up and brings up waves of perception, sensation, thoughts and feelings. Paramatma is when that noise has quietened down into the silent, infinite witnessing field. That is the Paramatma. Have you reached there yet? Is it your direct seeing yet? This is something we need to work on this week. Again, it cannot be done without that distance, that dispassionate vantage point. Clear? This seeing can happen naturally in your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana as well. How does Maya disappear? At the end of the waking, you will see the body arising disappears. That which was saying, oh, I am tired, I have worked all day. It disappears. The Maya of the body disappears. Only the Maya of the mental pictures, thoughts and feelings remains. You move from one state of existence, the waking, into the next state of existence, the dream. There is only an I sense pretending to have a mental body. And you start seeing, oh, this is also just Maya. This is also just Maya. When this I arises, there is a dream world and some dream interaction goes on. When the I collapses, it dissolves. Suddenly, there is that gap of deep sleep. It happens between two dreams as well. And you see, there is nothing. If you were that I which dissolved, then who is knowing this gap after the I dissolved and before the next dream came up? Who is it? That means you are that awareness, that sea of awareness in which this I pops up as an arising and disappears. Maya is only when I believe that I am that arising, when I'm not ready to see the truth. The moment I see the truth, Maya is wiped away. I see, oh, I am beyond. And I, the beyond, know the arising, and I, the beyond, know even the gap between two arisings. That is the deep sleep. Yeah, so don't get fooled by Maya. Have you reached that stage where moment to moment, in every performance of this body-mind person, there is a clear seeing that I am at a distance and I am not this person? Do you have that clarity? If you don't, that means you're allowing Maya to still fool you. So let's look at Rama Drishti verse 18. We will see what it says about Maya. Rama Drishti verse 18. Direct seeing urges. Observe the I sense arise. Don't get fooled. Don't assume it to be real. The I is simply a thought. You are not a thought. Have you become very clear that the I is a thought, while the not I is not a thought? Yeah. There is no other way to become clear that this real I, which is the not I, that never says I. It never addresses itself as I. It just is. That is the silence, the true silence. That is the true beauty. Now we finish the first paragraph. Are you very clear that you are not a thought? Is that clarity there? That is the next homework question for yourself. Only with Vairagya can you really see this truth. Without Vairagya, it's not possible. Yeah, this natural distancing that we are talking about, this natural distancing is Vairagya. It's always there. It's not that you are creating it. You're not manufacturing it. It's not that because Ekta is saying you are getting conditioned. No. Even as a little kid, you knew this distance very clearly. Even as a kid, you said there was nothing in deep sleep, Mama. Right? Even as a kid, you knew there is nothing in deep sleep. How do you know there is nothing? In between two I arisings, there is a gap. That gap is the deep sleep. Yeah? So this is your direct knowledge. You know this. This Vairagya is not something that I have to cultivate. I can never cultivate it. I just see it, accept it, and acknowledge the truth now. Earlier I was ignorant. I refuse to see the truth. But now I acknowledge it, accept it. I am no more at war with myself. So if you reach that point, that vantage point of dispassion, that comfortable, secure, natural inner core, you will automatically have the courage to announce direct knowledge. You are no more involved in the waker. You are no more involved in the waker's world. You are no more involved in the dreamer. You are no more concerned with the dreamer's world. And you never make the mistake of assuming yourself to be the deep sleeper. And you've got nothing to do with the deep sleep, absence, or darkness. Have you reached there yet? How do I get there? That's the second paragraph of Rama Drishti. Observe the I sense dissolve. The I collapses at the end of a dream. Observe that collapse of the I. This is very important. Recognize that the I collapses and you are the one beyond that knows the collapse of the I. When this becomes very clear, then all the answers are found. That is direct knowledge. But it has to become clear. Yeah? So observe the I sense dissolve. Don't get fooled. If you were the I, then who is observing it dissolve? Yeah? You are not that which disappeared. Only from that direct seeing does that conviction develop. Yeah? Parama Vairagya, that is called. That conviction is called the highest kind of dispassion, Parama Vairagya. It is something that is natural to you. You've just found home. You feel very safe and secure. Yes? Once you find that, now there is no more going out of the home. Yeah? Why was I going to the waker, to the dreamer, to the deep sleeper? Because I was looking for my identification. I didn't know who am I. It's like Ekta loses her memory and Ekta cannot remember I am Ekta. So she goes and asks, am I this? Am I this? Am I this? Am I this? Is this mine? Is this my house? Is this my street? This whole search kept you craving for the world, craving for being the waker, craving for being the dreamer, craving to assume that I, the waker and dreamer, am resting, am absent. And that is the deep sleeper. No, all these were just false stories. Now I recognize I am Turiya, the fourth. When you recognize that, then you understand action and experience. Yeah? Karta bhav and bhokta bhav. So let's read what is Karta bhav and bhokta bhav. Third paragraph in Rama Drishti. When the arising of action emerges, don't get fooled. Stay at a distance. And observe what? Observe the selfless action wave dissolve. When does it become selfless? When I don't identify with it as myself. I have accepted that I am at a distance. There is no more jumping in. There is no more tadatma. I'm at a distance. Yeah? Then only it is a selfless action wave. A selfless action wave. It becomes a selfish action wave when I assume I am doing. I am doing. Homework question. Have I arrived at that point where I now just see everything that is happening as simply a wave? Can I stand at a distance without attaching self to it. Self means I. You're not attaching, I am doing this. Can you stay at a distance? For example, right now, Ekta is speaking. The action of teaching arises, peaks and disappears. I am very clearly standing at a distance from this speech, which is the action of teaching, a label that has been applied. I am not teaching. When I stay at a distance, this wave becomes the selfless action wave. It appears and it disappears. If I get involved, I say, I am Ekta and I, Ekta, should not speak like this, or I, Ekta, should speak like this. Then it is a selfish action wave. The self has come in. There is grasping. Has this become very clear? Now, the homework for you is to recognize in every action that the waker presumably is doing, can I keep myself separate at a distance? Yeah. Can I allow that action wave to remain selfless without I? Buddha would say, action wave is not self. It is not self. Can I maintain that vantage point? The same applies to the next paragraph of experience. When the arising of experience emerges, don't get fooled. Stay at a distance and observe the impersonal experience wave dissolve. This is harder for people who are right now going through some emotional turmoil. You will see the emotional wave comes up and you want to jump in and say, I am experiencing this. No, that's a lie. There is no experiencing. There is only knowing of the wave. The wave comes and the wave disappears. Again, the wave arises, again it disappears. There is only a knowing of the wave from a distance. It is not personal. This was first given by the Buddha, these words of not personal, translated into English from Pali. It is impersonal. Your problem is, first you assume that you are the person, number one, and then you assume that I, the person, am experiencing, number two. No, you have two layers of superimposition there that must be ripped off. Is that clear? Only from that dispassionate distance can you achieve this. By memorizing these words, it will not happen. By listening to this talk 100 times, it's not going to happen. You have to actually taste it, that I am that witness, the fourth. Not the waker, not the dreamer, not the deep sleeper. These are only states of existence that appear like waves and disappear. Their job is to fool me. My job is to not get fooled. And this not getting fooled, staying at a distance, this has a special bhava, a special feeling. It's a distance, but it is a cozy distance. It is dispassionate, but that dispassion has love in it. It's a dispassionate love. Yeah, it's detached from whatever the arising is coming and going. But still there is affection there, and affectionate detachment. Whatever that arising is, of whatever experience, there is an impartiality to it. Means what? I don't want it, I don't crave it, or I don't reject it, I don't want to push it away. Yeah? Impartial. There is an impartial fondness to it. Yeah? And equanimous adoration of the karmic flow, basically. That is the special bhava. Check within. Do I have this kind of unemotional devotion? It is being devoted to the now. I see that I'm devoted to the now, to holding on to the now. And I'm unemotional to those little arisings that arise from the now, that disappear into the now, but they attempt to charm me as if it's like a joker that comes on stage and it's trying to attract my attention. Yeah? Can I be unemotional to that arising, yet devoted to the now, the sea of now? Then you will start understanding what is the special bhava. There is no specific word for it. It's just a flavor, a natural distance at the end of the tunnel, far away, untouched. Yeah. So you see, have you found that spot? It's like a secure spot a cat finds and sits there. And from that spot, it simply observes and it has perfect vantage, can see in each direction very clearly. Doesn't indulge, it just sees. Just sees. See if you can become that cat. There is no cat to become, again. I am just using a symbolism. Yeah, simply witness. Don't give in, don't indulge. Stay at a distance. From that vantage point, you will start understanding the special bhava, the unemotional devotion. Once you get there, now you will be able to switch between the arising, which is the noise in the center, and the quiet peripheral background of the now. You'll be able to switch between the arising and the now. Arising and the now. And you'll become very clear. Oh, see, when I attach myself to the arising, I assume to be the waker. When I come to the now I recognize the oneness. Yeah, so you can yourself fool yourself and come back from it at will. At will is the key here. You are shuttling due to ignorance. You are a slave. You get it? You are a slave to the ignorance. When there is jnana, you can at will shuttle and understand it. To deepen your jnana, you understand, oh, when I'm in illusion, then this is what I assume to be. This is how I assume to become this. This is what I assume to be. And when I shuttle back at will, I realize, oh, that is pain. This is equanimity. So this experimentation at will is possible only if you have found your dispassionate vantage point. Clear? Let's see what the next page of verse 18 from Rama Drishti says. Observe the arisings. Now switch the attention to the equanimous background in which they dance. Now you become very clear, do this few times. Switch. See, I know when I become Ekta, I feel like this, I pretend like this. There's a special feeling there. There's a special strong sensation there. Okay, now when I stop pretending to be Ekta and I go to the background, I've just become the equanimous background, which is not localized, which is not solid, which is everywhere. That's how you switch. And you have the ability to switch only when you've found your dispassionate vantage point. Yeah, remember that. Now, after you switch a few times and you become clear, oh, this is how I behave when I become the parent, I become the child, or I become the IT professional. this is how I behave, all this ego coming up and all this, I am this, I am that, I am experiencing this. You understand this very clearly. Then you go back and you understand the silence very clearly. Now you understand, oh, the silence is my true home. Now you're ready to enfold within. Enfold within as if a fully blossomed rose now closes all its petals at the end of the day and dives within, like that, enfold within, away from these arisings, got nothing to do with them. Now understand the collapse of the witnessing awareness. Discern the collapse of the witnessing awareness into the infinite beingness. So first I was trying to understand the difference between the arising and the equanimous now, or the background in which the arising disappears. Now I'm attempting to allow this witnessing background, witnessing awareness, collapse into infinite beingness. Witnessing awareness is not different from infinite beingness. When infinite beingness says I, it just has that feeling, that sense of I. That I sense collapses. That's it. Not the word I. The arising is the word I. The arising comes in the sense of I. Yeah, which is the equanimous background. When the I, the word I or the thought I dissolves, the sense of I knows that the thought I has dissolved. When the sense of I also collapses, there is no I-ness at all. That is the infinite beingness. Beingness, to be. Sat, but not I am. Yeah, the not I am. So the two paragraphs can be written in one line. I thought collapses into I sense, then the I sense collapses into the not I. The two paragraphs are very clear. In that infinite beingness, there is the recognition that there is Advaitam, no duality. There is oneness, Ekta, oneness. Yeah, not the Vaker Ekta. It also, the word also means oneness. Yeah, means there is no two, there is no other. These recognitions are very important. Then you have clearly tasted your dispassionate core. You've realized, oh, this is my true nature. Now let's read the last two paragraphs. Behold the nature of your true being as an alive emptiness. Dissolve, repose, abide. Realize the disappearance of Maya. Revere the wisdom of the non-duality of God, self, and the world. When the I thought dissolves, the idea of cause and effect disappears. I thought is the arising. The idea of cause and effect is all created by the I thought. I did this, that is why this happens. When cause and effect disappear because of the I thought disappearing, part of the Maya disappears. Part. Yes. Another part of Maya is still there, which is the I sense. That I sense has that feeling of being God. That also must disappear. Then only duality disappears, remember. So the I sense also disappears. God disappears. Yeah. So first, the world disappears with the I and all its cause-effect story. And then the I sense, which is God itself, that also disappears. No world, no God. No self, no duality. No princess of Timbuktu, no waker, no dreamer, no deep sleeper, no states of existence. There is only the fourth, Turiya. Turiya. Yeah. All this is possible only by direct knowledge, direct seeing. Only direct seeing begets the truth of no God, no cause effect, no world, no waking world, no dream world, no deep sleep world. Emptiness and nothingness reign. That completes verse 18. Have you reached the point where you recognize that soft, secure spot of dispassion or not yet? Yes. So now from there you have to start working on recognizing, can I shuttle intentionally from my thought to I sense and then collapse of the I sense? Can I go from here to here to here at will? Then can I recognize when I'm at I thought, what is the feeling, what is the bhava? When I'm at I sense, what is the bhava? And when there is the collapse, yeah, there is a clear difference. Yeah, like you have an entire spectrum, colors, they go from all white or light shades, and then they become brighter and brighter, and then they become dark, and then it ends in black. So you understand spectrum? And the entire spectrum, just like that, the strong, solid feeling of I am is that I thought, recognizing that at one end to the other end, which is absolutely not I. Are you able to experiment at will and taste the flavor of this entire spectrum? When I'm at this point, it's like this. When I'm here, it's like this. When I'm here, it's like this. When there is not I, it is like that. Yeah. So this is the main work. Full week devote only to this. Let me work this entire week on recognizing all colors of the spectrum from this end to the other.